Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Commonly discussed tools for influence include testimonials, the bandwagon technique, everyone's doing it, and confirmation bias, preaching to the choir. For example, politicians focus less on changing people's minds than on getting true believers out to the polls. Well, an extensive research literature on color psychology finds that color is another powerful influencer. Well, here are some of the more generalizable findings about the psychological impact of some common colors as an influencing tool. Do recognize that there are individual and demographic differences in how people react to color. We'll start with white. Some say white isn't a color, it's the absence of color, but we'll call it a color here. White is associated with purity and sincerity. Of course, white also is bright, and when it's the dominant color, it maximizes the power of an accent color. For example, Apple, among the world's most successful marketers, has made white its core color with light gray as the accent. That avoids seeming hard sell and is gender neutral. How might you use white as an influencer? For example, in your resume and in letters you write to people, leave plenty of white space, even if you need to go to another page. That not only conveys easy readability, but that you're relaxed and a lack of desperation. Think of how you'd feel if you saw two identical resumes. One had everything crammed into a single page with very little white space. The other version had 2 or even 3 pages with plenty of white space. Wouldn't you prefer the latter? You might want to wear white when you want to appear bright without being showy, as would be the case if with, for example, yellow or red or purple. To avoid appearing monochromatic, literally or figuratively, consider adding a subtle accent, perhaps a pin, or a pen in your pocket of a color that you like. Now let's turn to black. Black can suggest death, but also sophistication. Indeed, black has been the color of cool. But, like all fashion, colors have half-lives, and black's half-life has been longer than most. But it may be peaking, anecdotally at least. A few people have said to me that the all-black look is starting to look like a cliché. Now let's turn to yellow. If priority 1 is standing out, bright yellow is the answer. That's why caution signs and police tape are bright yellow and black. On a positive note, yellow can signify happiness, as in the smiley face usually being yellow, like sunshine. Someone at my publisher, Wiley Dummies, told me, the Dummies people, that's their parent company is Wiley, told me that the company worked hard to find the color combination that would most stand out while looking friendly and accessible on the bookstore shelf. The winner? Bright yellow, contrasted with shiny black. Of course, in other circumstances, bright yellow would seem like you're trying too hard to get attention. Now let's turn to red. Along with yellow, red is of course an attention getter. But while companies are expected to sell hard, if an individual uses red too much, it can feel unseemly, too passionate, even desperate. Also, red is associated with Republicans, red states, and the GOP is out of favor. Blue. For many situations, blue is a solid choice. In surveys, when asked, what's your favorite color, blue is usually the top choice. It conveys calm, but with some energy. It's a nice balance. Of course, different blues suggest different feelings. Sky blue may more often be seen as hopeful. Medium blue as broadly appealing. By the way, sky blue may also appear future-oriented, or lofty, or spiritual. Navy blue as solid, but midnight blue could be too invoking of sadness, even fear. Red plus blue. Using both red and blue can work, but if an image contains a roughly equal amount of those plus white, red, white, and blue, it can evoke images of U.S. patriotism, which in some circles today is derided. And finally, let's look at pink. While pink can be effective, as in Code Pink and Think Pink, there is risk of gender stereotyping. That may help explain the popularity of greens, oranges, purples, and earth tones. We all like to think that we're persuaded by the facts. Alas, factors such as testimonials, appealing to confirmation bias, the bandwagon, and yes, color can affect our judgment. In addition to those, I previously have talked to you about 32 influencing words. It may be listed as 28 influencing words. I think it's 32. But anyway, if you want to see those 32 influencing words, just Google Just Google influencing words and the name Nemko and you'll find it. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.